I never thought something like this could happen. I was especially worried about the guard. I don't even know who the guard is. Soldiers? Aren't we the soldiers? I think we're the soldiers. I care about us. What's the soldiers got? What about the feeling of those who are being left behind? I want to know how the people in Shinsengumi felt about Ito and his followers leaving. Yeah. Decided to ask... Oh, okay, so like just the general guards, sure. Someone high-ranking, someone neutral, or someone close to the people who are leaving. This is a weird decision. I don't like when they do these weird cryptic decisions. Someone close to the people who are leaving sounds really nice, but it seems too connected to be our guy's path. It seems like something that would be kind of Harada-based. Very familial, friendly. But if it was someone high-ranking, they'd be talking about how that would be Hijikata is the high-ranking guy. Someone close to the people who are leaving. Yeah, that's Harada. That's like, yeah, that's his dudes. I'm gonna go with someone neutral because I don't think our friend here has got a lot of love for either of them. If I want a fair assessment, I need to talk to. That's Okita. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nailed it. Got a right guess this time. And my best guess, we're gonna talk to Okita. He was close to Kondo and Hijikata, of course, but he seemed to stay largely aloof from political disputes. Perhaps he'd be able to give me a rational explanation. Sounds good to me. Chizuru thought this through even farther than I have. I just wanted to go flirt with Okita. Alright, so Okita's room. It is. Sup? Oh, Yukimura, you going somewhere? Yeah, I'm gonna go see Okita. Need something from him? I suppose I wanted to ask him something. Do you know where he is? I think he's over in the courtyard. Thanks, I'll go see if I can find him. Just don't forget you were hurt last night. You can't push yourself too hard. I don't know who that guy is. He just pops up sometimes. Hi, dude. Just as Yamazaki had said, Okita was in the courtyard. Thanks, Yamazaki. He stood gazing out across the garden. In a way, he looked more like an innocent child than Soji Okita, feared Ronin of Kyoto. Okita? Damn. I didn't even sense your presence until you said something. Must be getting rusty. He laughed, like a child caught in a prank. At this rate, you'll kill me before I kill you. Please, let's... not right now. Cool it. I know you're not feeling well. So I've got a bit of a cough. Doesn't mean nothing. Anyway, what'd you need? Well, I don't think you came here to lecture me on my health. You want something? Right, I heard that Ito and some of his men were leaving, so... Did you hear that Saito and Heisuke were going with him too? Yeah, next time we run into him, we'll probably have to kill each other. Said it so casually that for a moment I was in utter loss for words. That's kind of the way of the swordsman. I mean, like, if you're not, like, directly with them and they leave, it's not like you can just get on Twitter and be like, hey, how's it going? It's like, they're gone. They could be somewhere completely different by the time you see them again. Kill each other? Are you serious? This is Heisuke and Saito we're talking about. And if we are, as we assume, highly trained warriors, we could definitely be contracted for opposite ends in an army conflict, in any political strife. It's not unreasonable, by any stretch of the imagination. Well, if they aren't my enemies, then I probably won't have to kill them, but if they end up fighting with the Shinsengumi, they won't be getting any favors from me. You've been friends for so long. Maybe, but we're killers first and friends second. Shinsengumi ain't no social club. If we get along, that's great, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. That's my job anyway. He is very dutiful. Okita. Okita. You can be friendly and dutiful. My wound healed completely soon afterwards, but I kept the bandages on and I got plenty of questions about how I was recovering, but the best I could do was nod, smile, and assure them that I was fine. The truth was I didn't even have a scar. I couldn't have pointed out where on my arm I'd been cut if someone had asked me. When Ito and his followers, now at the Garden of the Imperial Tomb, left, the compound seemed suddenly very empty. I felt like the Shinsengumi was falling apart around me. There was nothing I could do to stop it. Was this nothing more than a natural result of the Shinsegumi's growth, or the harbinger of something far greater and more terrible? We didn't get any heart things during that, and I'm wondering if going down that path was something like to avoid getting lovey heart things from either other party that I could have went down. But yeah, we just kind of lost two of our cutie boys. We can't even we only got 3 boys left to flirt with. I mean, like, does this even show up in the encyclopedia? There you go. Saito's gone. Toto's gone. They're out. And it's not that they were, like, the 2 lowest either, because, I mean, Hijikata's still here. But hey, we're almost there with Okita. We're gonna make it. We're gonna get into the high. This is gonna be awesome. Okay. Should go to sleep. My mind was wide awake. I wasn't falling asleep anytime soon, though. But why? I was nervous, certainly, and I'd trained earlier that day, but neither of those were anything new. I needed to get to sleep, though, or I'd oversleep in the morning, and that would be embarrassing. As I forced my eyes shut for the 1000th time, I heard a door to my room slide open. You awake? Yeah. The voice outside belonged to Hijikata. I scrambled to my feet. Why are you here? What is it? Kinda late. You have a visitor. A visitor? Who would come to visit me? This late at night? You'll see. Hurry up. Oh, you're right, yeah. Okay, done. I guess it's not super late. We're trying to get to bed early. I shuffled down the hallway after him and burst into the common room. Kondo, Okita, Harada, Nagakura, all of the top men in the Shinsengumi were there, and so was someone else. Sup, Sen? What's up? How you doing? Been a while. Hey, Chizuru, how you doing? Sen? My visitor was Sen? We met in Kyoto proper some time ago. She was near my age, but had a unique and overwhelming personality which had allowed her to see right through my disguise. Why'd she come to the Shinsengumi? Sup? And only then did I notice a beautiful woman dressed as a ninja, seated next to Sen. We doing some, like, cosplays and roleplay and stuff? Oh yes, and she is with me, my bodyguard, one might say. Bodyguard? That answered nothing and only prompted more questions. Captains kept silently, content to simply observe our conversation. They're just watching like, oh, women in the natural environment, talking to each other, and they just let us watch? Fascinating. Captains kept silent, content to simply observe our conversation. Whatever was about to transpire, it seemed they intended to leave the decision to me. So, Sen, why are you here? I've come to take you. That had not been on the short list. I'd begun to compile of reasons and had sought my company in the middle of the night. A quick glance around the room revealed that it had not been on anyone else's either. Pardon? I don't understand what you're saying. No, what you don't understand is the situation, but you don't need to worry. You trust me, don't you? I'm not supposed to trust people. I'm like a wanted person. I have enemies. I certainly didn't suspect her of anything untoward, but... There's no time. We must make preparations to leave immediately. Silent until that moment, the woman at Sen's elbow finally spoke. Wait, hold on. Why should I go with you? Yeah, that's a damn good question. You just barge in here, ask to see her, and spring this on us? I think it's about time you told us what the hell's going on here. Please, Sen. Let me ask the questions. I'm in charge tonight, for once. I didn't let my gaze waver from her eyes. Yes, I do suppose you have a point. Very well. I shall begin at the beginning. She cast her gaze around the room. This explanation was not simply for my benefit. You are familiar with Kazama, yes? I hear you have crossed swords with him once or twice. How'd you know that? Well, I hear of most things that happen in Kyoto eventually. You're something like Kazama and his punks, aren't you? I would prefer not to be associated with his ilk, but yeah, in a sense you're correct. Fine, you were talking about Kazama? He showed up at Ikeda, Hamaguri, and Nijo. He's got something to do with Satsuma and Choshu, doesn't he? Well, most of the time it seemed more like he was there for his own reasons, not any kind of domain politics. I'm trying to remember which one of them Kazama was. I think he was the guy that we clashed with at the very beginning. I don't think he's gun guy. And I don't think he's big polearm stick dude. I think he's the swordsman. Either way, he's an enemy of the Shinsengumi. Then you're also aware that he's pursuing your lady friend here. Sen gestured at me for the captain's benefit. And then, excuse me, fixed me with a level stare. What's going on? This is getting stranger and stranger, and I was starting to think I really didn't know the rest of the story. But we do know, like, yeah, he's after me. Like, that is the person who is my enemy, and that's why I was kind of worried about y'all coming and being like, I'm gonna take you now. And I'm like, no, please don't. That is not a good thing. I'm safe here with the Shinsengumi, please. We're aware of that. We're also aware that Kazama and his compatriots call themselves demons. Not that we're inclined to believe such a claim, of course. Kondo, always the politician. Regardless, we must consider it. They have demonstrated several times that they have strength and skill beyond any human. Ah, guess you'd know, huh, Sinan? The room grew slightly more uncomfortable. I don't think Okita had meant to offend anyone with his remarks, but... So, Sen, continue. These knuckleheads just interrupting us. Then you know they are demons. Excellent. That will save me some time, then. I am not human either. I'm also a demon. A demon? Sen was a demon? I am, in fact, a princess. Princess Sen. I am Princess Sen. It's fun to say that sometimes, because being a princess is awesome. With that, she gave us an elegant bow, exactly like what one might expect from a princess. I come from a family of ninja who, have served Princess Sen and her family for generations. I'd wondered why you were being so friendly. You were gathering information on the Shinsengumi. I have no idea what you mean. She tilted her head to the side politely and met Hijikata's glare with an innocent smile. Them too. You know her? Move your heads up about 6 inches, Shinpachi. That's Kimigiku. She's, dressed a little different from when we met her at Shimibara, but that's her face, alright. Ah, she was the chick at the bar. She was at Shimibara. Harda. As up here. What? Nagakura nearly fell over in shock. Oh, hello. After recovering, he made a great show of staring pointedly at Kimigiku's face. For his effort, he received a smile identical to the one Hijikata had received. We demons, have lived in the country since a very long time ago. Top officials in the Shogunate and in many of the domains already know us. It was still something of a shock, but after meeting Kazama and his companions, somewhat easier to accept Sen's explanation as the truth. Most demons had no interest in human matters and preferred to be left alone to go about their own affairs in peace. However, humans in position of power saw that they might achieve great things with the assistance of demons, and so demanded that assistance. And did the demons obey? Many did not. They felt they had no obligation to involve themselves in human affairs. Human ambition meant nothing to them. But when they refused, the human lords were furious. They sent out great armies to destroy the villages of the demons. This goes along with a lot of folklore, of course. How horrible. Not fair. Just terrible for both sides, really. Demon clans scattered across the country and were, per force, sent into hiding. No longer isolated in their own communities, demons began to mate with humans. These days, there are very few demons who can claim a pure bloodline. And I assume Kazama is one of these. Sen nodded. Currently, the largest pure-blooded family in the West is the Kazama, who have the support of the Satsuma domain. The head of the family that you have already met, Chikage Kazama. Chikage Kazama. In the East, the largest family is the Yukimura. Oh! And I didn't know this. I had heard the Yukimura family had been destroyed, but it would seem there's a survivor. That survivor is her. What about my dad? What about Pops? Is Pops not a Yukimura? Chizuru, the blood that runs in your veins is pure and strong. I sense great power from you. No way. You mean me? Little old me? There's no way. I mean, we kind of knew this and guessed this, but it's just nice to hear it from a princess. We're pretty rad. Chizuru's kind of got it going on. No, you are very much a demon. I apologize, but there it is. Ta-da! The finality of her words brought a cold silence to the room. I had no desire to believe her story, but the more I thought back to events that had seemed utterly nonsensical, the more it made sense. Now I knew why Kazama was after me and why I had always healed so much more quickly than everyone else. Duh. Had you not thought of this? Like, come on! If Chizuru is indeed the descendant of a pure-blooded demon, then Kazama's desire for her is clear. Should two pure-bloods mate, they will produce an even more powerful demon. Dun dun dun. Oh. So, he wants her for his bride. After a fashion, yes, Kazama will definitely return for her. Thus far, he's been content to toy with you, but I cannot guess how much longer that may last. He better stay away from me. Like, back way off. I will kill him. I will slice him up. Do my damnedest. Should he devote all of his formidable abilities to this task, I do not think he will be able to protect her. Even the Shinsengumi cannot stand to the true power of a demon. We're gonna try our hardest, though. Whoa there, princess. You don't think that's going a bit far? Jinpachi's right. You aren't giving us enough credit. The only reason you are still alive is because Kazama and his companions have not turned their full strength on you. Then let them. I should dearly like to see the power of a true demon form. Snan! Snan! Kazama and his friends had already demonstrated incredible strength. Even the captains of the Shinsengumi have been easily brushed aside. They're like in human form right now. Like, they can go like Godzilla on you. Like, they have a completely other thing they're dealing with. They're just fighting you one-on-one as warriors, not as a warrior versus demon, or even 5 warriors versus a demon. Come on, y'all not Power Rangers. You're not going to get into your Megazord and be like, I'm going to fight a big dragon now. No, you don't got that power. You just got the 5 of you. Just the 5 of you. Unless you guys have some other thing. Shinsengumi power-ups you got. I don't even know. If that was not even the full extent of their strength, then a battle of the death against one of them would be pretty catastrophic.